It's a blessing to me that we should meet. I'd like to thank each in a seat and everybody on their feet. See, we didn't think we'd be doing this back in 2003, but hey, here we are on Podbean live stream, hitting it off like 80s melodies from Aretha and Tina T, all about that RESPECT that allows me to listen and for you to speak. If we seek, we can find the pod poet that's inside. However, you should remember a poem doesn't have to rhyme. It can be a full page or just a few chat lines. You may be grown or a child. You or I may have the words the divine uses to save lives. But however you spend your time, right now, we are live. Yes. Happy New Year and welcome to the Pod Poets Lounge, spoken word and poetry game show. I am your host, Naquel, and you are in the place where we have fun celebrating poets. Thank you for joining us for another episode here in the new year. Today is January 2nd, 2021, and tonight, two incredibly gifted and beautiful souls are here to vibe. It is going to be about fun trivia. As you know, we're going to relax and get to know them. So kick up your feet, get comfy, and get ready to stimulate your mind and relax it at the same time. I want you to check out last show's guests, actor, comic, and photographer, Sunny, lyricist, and music educator, Eclipse from Dark Squad Entertainment, and the winner of episode 21, the graceful and the gifted Zulmi the Poet, author of the acclaimed book, Rotten Soup. Make sure you follow them. And you know what? If you never listened to the show before, this is your first time visiting, here's a little throwback moment from episode 1, seeing that it is officially 2021, right? It's a new year, but we never forget where we came from. We never forget our roots. So a little moment with J. Rose, Furious Lord, and Poetics when they came through in episode 1. Furious, you're up,
Okay.
sir. What category do you want to choose from?
Movies again.
Movies, okay. I'm gonna hit you with this. Based off an ancient Chinese poem, this animated film tells the tale of a young woman who takes the place of her father in the Chinese army. What is the name of?
Oh wow! All right.
Come on, man! I've been binging on Disney Plus for like 3 weeks now, guys.
All right.
Yo, man, it's hilarious.
Yeah.
Well, Jimmy got. Yes. That's just some or one of the moments. But some of the vibes, just the energy that happens here at the Pod Poets Lounge. It's just about relaxing, having a good time, and it was just a special moment with those guests from episode 1. So yeah, we definitely remember where we come from, and we've come a long way. Initially we did not have a prize per se for the winners of the game show, but now we do. And so the winner of tonight's show is going to get their writing published in the February issue of the Ink magazine. And that section is called Spilled Ink. And that is to showcase even more of their gift and their word craft. So be sure to look out for that. Remember to check out the Pod Poets Trivia Instaplay game on Instagram. Always a new game every episode and every new issue of the Ink magazine. So be sure to look out for that. Remember that you can listen to us wherever you get your podcasts. So wherever you're listening from tonight, in fact, we appreciate it very, very much. Please consider donating if you think that the program is constructive. Now, I am ready to meet our artists. It's about that time. So let's go ahead and welcome to the Pod Poets Lounge, poet Ray Monet and Azar King. Peace and good evening, good evening, good evening. What is going on?
Peace,
How are
peace,
y'all
peace,
doing?
peace.
Welcome, welcome.
What's good? What's good?
We vibing here, Ray. We vibing. Been a busy day. I gotta say,
Yes,
getting everything
indeed.
together. But there's been so much excitement, from we've been talking in the chat right up to doing the test the other day. Just really looking forward to tonight. So I'm so grateful. Thank you guys so much for accepting my invitation. It's usually quite simple here. I want us to relax, kick back, and just chill. How does that sound?
Fine by
Oh,
me.
that sounds great. Yeah.
Perfect. Perfection. All right. So one of the things about this platform, is bringing poets together. Whether someone's listening for the first time or just the actual guests themselves. So you two have not met each other before, right? You guys unless I'm wrong, do you guys know each other outside of this space?
Not
No.
that I think of.
Okay. So we're gonna get a real natural vibe right here. Going Ray, Azar, Ray.
Oh, lovely to meet you.
It's such an honor to meet you as well.
That's how it's done. So yeah, we're gonna start with a few questions, to really get to know our artists. They're here just for that, you know what I mean? Vibe, kick it, share. And I want to start with you, brother. You wear many hats. And you and some dope hats, by the way. All right. Yeah, bro. You do your thing, man. But you're a host, poet, writer, chef, professional speaker, a visionary, spoken word artist, and just a massive creative. I don't even think I can list everything, but you do beats, you create flyers, you detail cars, you do quite a lot. One of the things about you in general, though, is that your message is about striving to elevate us to be the best us. And we aren't, as you put it, we aren't on the rise. We already rose. I like how you, I like the perspective. It's exceedingly positive. Definitely one of the messages on the platform. But I deeply appreciate you accepting the invitation, the invite. How are you doing today?
Oh man, anytime I'm above ground, man, I'm doing great.
I hear that, man. I hope that the day treated you well. I've listed a few things, but if you could, introduce yourself to the listeners real briefly. Tell us where you're from, and when did you know you were a poet, and what's one of your favorite things about expressing your artistry for others?
Well, if y'all don't know me, man, I'm Azar King, aka Professor X Poetry, sometimes Azar 15, because my lyrics is laser beams.
Mm-hmm.
One thing I would like to say about all the things he lists is that that's contributed to my stepfather, man, because he's like, yo, if you know how to do multiple things, then you should have no way to say that you broke, because you always got a way to do something. You know what I mean? Somebody always in a need of some type of skill that you may be in possession of. So I strive to learn the things that I find peace in. Those are some of those things.
Okay.
I would say, when did I know that I don't know, destined to write these words? I would say when I used to hear my mother scream in the room from the abuse my father used to do to her.
So from a traumatic place.
Yeah, so like that was from where, you know what I mean, I still remember my first poem, but it wasn't about that. It was to, once I realized I could write, it was to this girl, in my elementary school. And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna write this poem. You feel me?
Yeah.
So, yeah, man. What was the other question you asked me?
What would be one of your favorite things about expressing your artistry for others?
When people can relate, man, and realize that you are not alone. I mean, especially me. I definitely want my Black queens to rise and manifest, because I know they're more powerful than me, because I can't do some of the things they do.
Amen.
You feel me?
Yeah.
But I want my black kings as well to know that the only way we can be true black kings to queens is we gotta learn how to be vulnerable sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and not be afraid to be emotional, because that's what we've been taught from the time we was a youth, that showing emotion was a sign of weakness. So yeah, that's why I like getting it from, man, when I can get somebody that I can relate to and build with, not just through the poetry, just through conversation. It makes it even more better.
Indeed, brother. Indeed. Appreciate that. Do you have something that you can share with us? You got a piece?
Well, I do my piece, man, that I was always told to do. So this is called A Blind Truth.
Okay. Blind truth.
As I look in the mirror, I see images of my past ancestors who have been beaten, battered, bruised, set on fire, hung by the noose. The slicing of the wounds of my black queens. A child never be born and shattered dreams. I stand amongst fallen kings. I'm on the cliff of Malcolm X, ready by any means. Enraged and pain-stricken by these visions. Conscious of the unconscious in their decisions. Disappointed myself because I became a slave and a victim of prison. These days, they define their injustices by using religion. Listen, they even subtitle the white nationalists rather than calling it what it really is. The white supremacists or the Ku Klux Klan. Every day, they'll try to make my people feel less than a man or a woman. Damn. How did we fall victim to such destructive plan? The stratosphere of racism and oppression within the Congression. We know discretion. They use the vicinity of schools, dressing up as Jews, really using as tools. And the illusions, the bunch that constantly televised. So if we don't stand for anything and fall for everything, then when something drastic is manifested, why do we act so surprised? It's because we've been sleepwalking with blinders over our third eyes. Who wants to be black but made to believe we're only capable of certain things in life? Rappers, trappers, gun clappers, backstabbers, strippers. Misses have become misters. Bros have turned into sisters. Dream makers have become make a dream wishers. Lies are false smoke screens like blunts from swishers. Cop brutality make a young black man memories on pictures. CNN, cause talking about the grand reasons, bloodthirsty kids. Attorney general extensive prison bids. Rat bit gunfire making America KKK. No place for blacks and Mexicans to live. This is all a bunch of bullshit. I've been walking this earth for 35 years and my people in Africa are still hungry. But you got these infomercials talking about donate 8 cents a day. I find it real strange and not funny. And this is where I came from. How come today you don't see blacks transforming from a monkey? Come on, man, I ain't no dummy. That's like trying to convince me that in Philadelphia it's always sunny. And when this is published, they're probably gonna say I'm a black supremacist or some type of nemesis. Nah, I'm just trying to make my people mind work like a gymnast because I born lead my people away from the lies of divisionists. For 400 years, they have kept us caged, disengaged, and painted pictures that we are a plague. And when it comes to truth about who we used to be, they made that story real vague. And when it comes to my people being trapped in white America, they are so lost, but they can tell the exact price on a pair of J's. Damn, I'm so amazed. This is more than a movie 12 Years a Slave, and we the opening act while they sit behind stage. Tell me we're going to break free of this phase, because we have been duped ourselves with these chains have been broken, but they've been tightened around our neck, move like puppets on strings, minds are constant train wrecks, and the government are real pimps creating magic tricks like carbonara effects. And tell me, when are my black brothers gonna start being real fathers and stop having chests up as doubles in their paycheck? At this point in my life, I can care less about your respect because it's our own birthrights and destinies we neglect. I think it's time to put these realities in check. This is the blind truth we just met. Now dissect and reflect. Peace.
Bruh, that was packed.
Wow.
That was packed and intense.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, man. Ooh, I love
Appreciate it.
yeah, man. I can see how you've gone into the pockets of this society, man, and pulled out some relevant, necessary things to talk about, to compose this piece, That's just so powerful, man. But I also hear the pain. I also hear the pain. Sometimes a lot of our creativity comes out of that. As you mentioned, with respect to how you even started really getting into poetry, or kind of knew that you were a poet. Wow, man. I appreciate that very much.
I actually wrote that piece. I wrote that piece back in 2012.
Oh man, still quite relevant. Still
right, right.
You know, one of the things that stood out to me is the beginning of that poem when you used the word. You said mirror, right? You said you're looking into a mirror, and what you saw in that mirror, you know, which tells me that you're self-reflecting, right? There's a lot of people that do not connect their history really with their present. They kind of say that it's a different time, and I see that you didn't do that. In fact, you not just saw that the past was relevant to you now, but part of your identity is shaped by the experiences of your ancestors and people in the diaspora from the past who've experienced certain things. Powerful piece, man. Powerful piece, bro. Appreciate that so much. Yes.
Thank you.
There's more to come, of course. See, the crowd knows. The crowd knows. That's why they get so hyped. They know what to do. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, more coming from Azar a little later on. And yeah, I mean, Poet Ray Monet, she sensed it as well. Yeah, I mean, she sensed it as well. But it's funny also because
absolutely.
Yeah, I think she can relate to a lot of the things that you said, but particularly even early on when I asked you about sort of the different hats you wear. She gracefully wears quite a few hats as well. And I look at this sister and see how she does what she does. And she manifests kind of what you spoke on, which is being able, whatever your talent or gift is, you leverage it. You invest in yourself and you use it. Right. So she does that. Yeah.
I mean, because you see people walk outside and become celebrities on accident.
Oh, facts.
You know what I'm saying? So why not use what I know is my gift to build something I'm going to lead to my child when she gets grown.
And something of serious value, man. If you compare to some people that's out there doing what they're doing, it's always good to focus on what you're doing, right? So that you can pay less attention to what others are doing. But in reality, as humans, you see some of the stuff out there, you're like, but there are people out there consuming it. You know what I mean? It's doing something for them. And just like that, the work that you do can do something for somebody else. You know what I mean? So definitely, man, it's so important to stay encouraged and have that belief in yourself, for sure. And Poet Ray Monet is not at all shy or lacking any belief. This sister is doing it. She's
super sane.
Incredible. She's an incredible erotica poet, author of several publications, spoken word artist, painter. Ray Monet, you're a businesswoman, professional speaker, TV, radio, event host. You're just getting it done, sister. How do you find time to balance it all out?
I don't.
Honest out the gate.
For real. But before I get too far into my own stuff, because I didn't want to take away from the conversation with Azar, but I just want to say that was an incredible poet. I really appreciated it. Every single word, every phrase, comma that you put up in there, I was on it, and I see you. So I appreciate that, and I just wanted to say that, before we got too far away from it. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
But as far as my schedule, it is terrible. I'm horrible with time management. I'm going to be real honest. I'm with you. No. I'm so bad at it. I thought I was going to be out of town doing this podcast tonight. I didn't. I'm not. I'm back in town now. I just changed. Plans change. Plans change on a dime, and it doesn't matter. I'm just going to have to show up, and I got to get it done. So I do what I have to do. So it doesn't matter if it's, if I'm on a podcast overseas and I got to be up at 2 a.m. to make this happen, I better wake my sleepy ass up at 1:30 and brush it off, you know?
Talk about it professional through and through. Yes.
That's just what you have to do. But just as Azar said, I'm trying to do it for my baby. I want to have something to leave behind for her. I want to have something other than I worked for another person all of my life to make their dreams come true. I want to say, no, I worked all of my life to make my dreams come true. Now I have enough money for you to chase your dreams.
Yes. Wow.
That's what I want to be able to do.
Selfless. That is rare, but it's a beautiful thing. That should be cherished. Whoever's in your life that has you in their life, like, should really cherish that kind of value, you know, that a person brings to any relationship. You know what I mean? It's so easy to be selfless and just think about what you need. But when the table turns and you realize that your self-interest lies in the things that interest you, which is your family, you know, the people you care about, could be the community. It gives you like a whole new impetus to keep going. I actually have a 3-year-old daughter and a 6-year-old son. How old are your daughters?
My daughter's 3 as well.
Oh, okay.
She just turned 3 on December 8th.
Okay.
Yes, that Christmas and that birthday 3 weeks apart is no joke, but
I can imagine. But you make it happen. You mommy creative. Yes, absolutely. Yes. Sure you do.
My baby bought the snow with her when she was born. It was the first day that it snowed all that year when she was born.
That's dope. So you know what that is? That's magical. All right. That's how that happens.
Don't scare me like that. I can only imagine what my daughter gonna bring. Lord have mercy.
It's a fun age for me right now, but I speak to guests of the program, people that have come on the program that have older children. They always give me this warning. You know, they're like, enjoy it now. But I got my hands full, man. Like every day I'm a bad daddy. Like and she's letting me know, you bad daddy. It's lovely. She's trying to do everything on her own, you know, like super independent at this age. Dr. Amos Wilson tells us. Yeah. So it's such an adventure, man. And they suck up everything. They watch everything, see everything.
My baby went to the freezer and made an entire ice cream cone by herself. Okay. Again, 3 years old, made an entire ice cream cone, got the scoop and everything. Okay. I was done. I said, you know what? You can have it now. At this point, you've made it. You've accomplished your goal. Go ahead and eat it. Go ahead. I'm not going to say nothing to you. Because I'm impressed, frankly.
Right?
Y'all gonna help me with my daughter?
Honestly, I think my hands might be too full with my own.
But you can always get some advice. There's always good advice available.
Yes.
I truly hope that the day treated you well. It seems like, you know, Ray, you roll with the punches. I want you to, if you could, quickly tell us where you're from, when you knew that you were a poet, and what's one of your favorite things about creating your art for people?
Okay. Well, I am poet Ray Monet. I am a poet and author from Washington, D.C., and I pretty much use my artwork to talk about sex and sexuality and sex education. And the way that I knew that I was a poet was actually the same way that I started writing. I unfortunately, like in my past, dealt with a lot of let's just kind of gloss over it and say just inappropriate, like sexual misconduct as a child. So having dealt with that, I needed a place to release my feelings and to deal with the trauma that was happening with me. And it was literally like, I mean, God, y'all know God, okay? It was at that same time in my life that God said, oh, let's introduce poetry in school. So it was introduced to me as this thing was happening. So I found the outlet for that in my writing. And as I started to perform what I wrote to people, they responded to it. Other girls, other women started coming up to me and telling me their stories and how it affected them and how my writing has helped them in some small way. And that's how I know. It is because of the effect that I have on other, women specifically, on the effects that I have on them, on the way that it changes some way that they feel or think about themselves, or that they feel better, or, just feel relieved that they're not the only person that is thinking these crazy things. Right. So that's really the catharsis for me. And I think that also kind of answers the third question too.
Absolutely. Your impact on people, what you're able to give them and impart on them, definitely would be one of your favorite things about creating your art for people. I love that. Azar was speaking a little bit to that earlier as well, being able to tell your story and how others can heal from it. Very, very powerful. Thank you for that. Do you have, my love, something that you can share with us?
What? I've only authored 6 whole books. No way.
6 whole books
available. Yes.
And is there one coming soon? Is there another one on the way, right?
Actually, yes, it actually just got approved by Amazon. So it's out right now. It's called Expose Your Inner Diva.
Yes.
Yeah, so this one it's a little bit of a departure. I normally write poetry and erotic novels, but this is actually a workbook to help my readers and my listeners kind of work through their own sexual past and kind of let go of some of their sexual hangups and traumas and kind of get over them to become their best sexual selves. And it's not, and here's the crazy secret, it's not just becoming your best sexual self. You're also just going to become your best self, because it's going to bring out so many other awesome qualities in you that you didn't have full access to before. So it's really going to be an awesome and life-changing workbook for tons of women out there.
Sounds beautiful. Beautiful. Thank you. You dig deep.
Yes.
You dig deep to produce your work.
I try.
Love you. You try. Try is a word when you attempt something and you may not succeed at it, but you.
Why people use try when they striving, like they in motion?
You get it done, sister.
Well,
all right.
This piece I will read is coming from The Birds, the Bees, and the Boudoir, which, of course, is also available, just like all of the other books, on Amazon. But this particular piece it seems to resonate with a lot of people. So I figure this is the one I should read. It's called Whore.
Give it to us.
I'm pretty sure I'm a whore, because all I heard was a knock on the door, 2 quiet taps in rapid succession just after the text message announcing that he was present. So I opened for him. And like the many men before, I dressed according to his needs, pampered his ego, letting him mold me into the woman that he wished I could be, but just temporarily. Because in a few days, a few minutes from now, another man will come around, changing me from your vision of this brown-skinned Betty Crocker into his slave, become slut. Treating me only as I agreed to be, and with every new guy, there's some non-disclosure contingency, i.e., if this gets out, it's over. So I just keep my seat back stretched across satin sheets, making certain that he feels like a king before I kneel to his throne. And praise him I did with my lips and tongue. My whole mouth went numb before he decided to come over again. Using me each time as if I were a washcloth, he would wipe his balls off and then hang me up to dry. And then return to his wife with lips drenched in my sensuous liquid love potion number 9. By my side, he reclines for 2 minutes to let his heart rest. gets dressed and with a kiss promises to see me for dinner, which turns into a movie where he screwed me in the front row. Y'all know we paid $20 a week of fucking popcorn on the floor. Shit, I could have did that at home. But I guess it's to appease me because I need him to at least act like I have some dignity in order to keep my sanity. Because I can't escape these stares and whispers, words never spoken by hoes pissed because their income's lowering. But hey, why buy it when it's free? Okay, look. I don't just give it away, okay? There's only a special few to whom I give the privilege of being with me. But they come and go as they please, giving me little rest between one and the next. My addiction to sex has put my spirit to the test and keeping my mind in this constant state of unrest. But still, I lay here now, his pants down, wrapped around his ankles. Strong thighs help push him deeper inside where he massages the pride that I swallowed earlier in the front seat. Turning our clandestine meet into a public feat while drops of sweat and curling toes paint tapestries on the back window. And I manufacture moans and way more than that. Making certain that he feels like a Mac while he empties his sack into me, filling the void only for a moment, but never for an eternity. And then he'd return to me, looking for that boost that he so desperately needs. And I service him willingly, trading my cunt for companionship because he's my friend, right? That's the lie I try to justify on sleepless nights where cracked windows blow a breeze that stimulates me, giving the rise to the need to call and see who's free, but that's nobody. I tend to forget that I work on their schedule. So when that call comes in at 2 a.m., I'm like a nurse prepping for surgery. A delicate procedure, fabricating this fantasy for this man who doesn't even love me, nor I him. But we tend to fill the space, a private place within each other, where the pain goes and the hurt grows, metastasizing upon our melancholy, turning our dark dreams into this vicious reality where he continues to demean me, letting his drops fall ever so meaninglessly upon my skin, and I'm taking it all in. I'm taking it all into myself again, and I'm pretty sure that makes me a whore. Yeah, I'm sure. That's whore.
And peace. Woo wee. Delightful. Yes, Azar. Definitely deep. The crowd is feeling it. Wow, Ray Monet. That's a heavy piece. That's a heavy piece. There was some like comical moments in there, because of your playful delivery. You have that range, but the overall cadence was lovely. That was just exquisite.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Indeed.
What did you think, Azar?
I had to roll me a poem on that one because for real though.
Indeed. Gotta get the laugh track on that.
Because I know for a woman to have gone through such things, it takes a lot of strength to be able to put that in words and not fall back down that rabbit hole. So yeah, it's definitely dope, deep, powerful, inspiring. I know that there's gonna be some young Black woman that's gonna hear it one day, and they're gonna find somebody they can talk to about what's happening to them, so they can start growing again.
It's powerful, man.
That gave me the chills. Thank you.
I heard a couple things that really stood out to me. The title of the poem alone is a bit shocking, right? Like you want to hear what this poem's about. When you said in the beginning, and you almost just quickly, just like Fast and Furious, just like went through this line. But I paused on it. You said, treating me as I agreed to be. Early in the poem, you said that. And I caught that. And I'm like, if that ain't one of the most important lines in that entire poem, I don't know what else is, you know. And then later on, you said servicing him willingly, right? So what I was getting from that is obviously that there is no room, there is no place for any person to be taken advantage of, and that it's critically important that you are okay with whatever is happening. No matter how the experience goes, you're okay with it. So Ambitious, thank you for coming through, brother. Appreciate it. I thought those really stood out to me in that piece. I like that piece. That's a powerful piece. I actually watched that piece today on your YouTube channel.
And I got subscribed to her.
Definitely, listeners, please check out both of these artists' YouTube channels to see what they have going on. A lot of great content. Thank you so much, Ray Monet. Appreciate that, and so does the crowd. Oh, there you are. I'm about to say, where y'all at? Yes. M Tom 329. Thank you so much for coming through. Appreciate it. All right.
What's up, Ambitious? What's up, M Tom?
Appreciate y'all.
Peace.
We have more to come from these amazing poets. Yes, indeed. If you're just checking us out, you are listening to the PodPoets Lounge. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel as well. And you can find us on Facebook at the PodPoets Lounge. Listen wherever you get your podcasts. Right now, we are chilling live with Poetic King Azar King, the lovely poet Ray Monet, and of course, you. I see you taking it all in. The vibe would not be the same without our listeners and our supporters. Right now, it is time to get into our game. How are you feeling? It's time. Yes. Yes. Somebody's excited. Somebody.
I don't know. I was looking at them categories, them kind of crazy.
Don't be intimidated at all.
Oh, what you saying, Azar? It's going to be a race to zero? Because I've got no idea what's...
For real. I'm like...
You guys, this is going to be the most exciting game show ever, okay? Tune in. Tell your friends to call in. This shit is going to be hilarious, okay?
How to be the fifth grader.
Start sharing the show right now. I think you guys are going to do great. We're going to start out with a little test question to warm us up and get us into the mood of things. How does that sound? That'll work?
Okay.
Ease into it a little bit. All right, fantastic.
Yeah, because we virgins.
All right, so here we go. We got a few categories. I wasn't going to say that. I'm so glad you did. Although I'm not wrong with that. If you are,
me neither. Like,
you know. So we're gonna ease into this. Some of us might be a little more seasoned than others, but we're gonna ease into this one with our test question. But let me explain the game real briefly so we know what to expect. There are several categories to choose from. Tonight's categories are the stuff folder, which is random things from different categories that may not even be on the list tonight for us to select. That's going to be a mix of stuff. You never know what you're going to get out of stuff folder. You're going to get stuff. Then there's E Pluribus Unum, famous poem by an amazing group. We'll get some questions on that poem particularly. And Word Whiz, which is a category based on terms, lingo that are around poetry, spoken word. There's international. We'll be learning about some of these poets that are international doing their thing. I love exploring that as well. Next category is quotes and more quotes. So I'll provide a quote. Tell me who said it. Then there's tell me in a few lines. We'll give you a few lines of a poem. And then you got to tell us who said that. And then there is the year they left us category, which is talking about a particular person, the year that they may have passed on, and then what are some of the things that happened that year. So that's our categories for tonight. They're in the about for the description of the podcast. The poets are going to pick a category. I'm going to read and share the question. The first round will be group questions, so all the poets can lock in their choice and tell me out loud what you think the answer is, or you can text it in the chat, and there's going to be 1 point for each correct answer. The questions themselves could be multiple choice or true or false. Sound good?
Oh, I don't think I got enough Popeye spinach.
You a chef, so I know you can whip something up real quick. Wow, you just put us on mute, get them pots clanking, and you.
Did you put us on the Dr. Seuss edition?
I thought about it, but knowing how intelligent you two are, I couldn't. It would be a disservice.
See, you was a step up. I was thinking more like hooked on phonics.
I had to go with the HBCU. I had to get it collegiate. I had to. You guys deserve that. Come on.
All right.
So here we go. Test question. This is definitely ABC Mouse. Okay, just to warm us up. All right.
Okay.
Question is, I'm gonna put it in the chat. What did the ninja order at Burger King? Was it A, a kid's meal? Was it B, wow, that was impossible burger? Or C, a Whopper? What did the ninja order at Burger King? What are your thoughts? It could go either way here. How you feeling, Azar? What are you thinking? Because poet Monet, she's not taking this seriously. She's not.
I'm going with the whoop. Yeah, I'm going with the whoop. I gotta go with it. It sounds more logical.
Listen. I also agree, because if it's not the whoop, if it's not that, then I'm quitting. Right now.
Yeah, you just need to take that whole thing and throw it in the trash.
Well, nobody is quitting tonight. Nothing is going into the trash. You guys got it correct. Oh man. All right, so I feel warmed up. I feel warmed up. My body's warm. My jaw hurts. My eyes are tearing up a little bit.
You see him over there, Bobby? He come here talking about a thing on whoop. It's crazy.
Let me find out we had Bernie on the show. I'm gonna kill you. Yo.
Oh, that's good. That's awesome.
Bro. That's what you came here with? I didn't see that.
I'm just saying, him downstairs, somebody he wants some milk and cookies. You take your punk ass back upstairs. You there. Bush your head to the white meat show.
Oh, you gotta put that in the bio, bro.
Oh man, you got depths of talent, brother. Oh man, outstanding. Thank you for throwing that in there. Ooh. You know that's gonna be in one of the clips on the PodPoets Lounge, right? Right? Oh yeah. Oh man, that's what's up. So I think we're feeling all right. We ready to go. All right, let's start it off with Azar. How about you, brother? Why don't you go ahead and select the category for us to get started tonight?
I'm gonna go a word whiz.
Word whiz. Okay, you got it. Scroll on over to there.
All right, that's a good category, teammate. We doing this together. Right? We got points together. Good job. Good job, team. A point for him is a point for me, is a point for the poetry community.
We might be able to do it like that. Let me think about it. All right, your question. All right, let's see. Let's give you this one. This is actually a throwback question. Okay, yeah, this is gonna be a throwback question,
Okay.
and this is gonna be a group question. So either of you can answer. If I wrote the line, quote, "The ship was in distress upon the livid sea," I would be, end quote, I would be using which poetic device? Is it A, assonance? Is it B, alliteration? Is it C, rhyme? Or is it D, consonance? Bobby, thank you for coming through. Appreciate you joining.
I'm going with alliteration.
Okay. Got alliteration. That was B. And what are your thoughts, Ray Monet?
Oh, I get to answer?
Yes, you do. This is this is going to be the group round, so the questions are going to be for both of you, but one of you will select the category.
So wait. So it's in the chat. If I wrote the line, "The ship was in distress upon the livid sea," I would be using which poetic device? Assonance, alliteration, rhyme, or consonance? The ship was in distress upon the livid sea. I think I want to go with assonance, maybe.
Assonance, okay.
It's been a long time since I've used terms, man. Maybe. I think, maybe assonance.
Okay.
It's got to be assonance or consonance, but I think it's assonance.
Okay.
Also, I like ass.
And I think you said alliteration for you, right, Azar? All right. So this one is assonance. This one.
Oh shit! That's crazy. Whoa.
Okay, come through. What does that mean? Because you just not said 1 point for me. No, I was like,
Nice try. So she's on the board. 1 point for Ray. And you selected that category for us, King. All right, Ray. Can you select the category for us? And word whiz. No more word whiz. So that category.
Wait.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Can you tell us what assonance means though? Because I totally took a shot in the dark and I don't really actually remember. And I think it would be good for all of us to know.
You ain't got enough taking shots in the dark yet? Just saying.
Can we?
So the short.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, no problem. It's a great question. So the short I sound in like the word ship, for example, or the word in or distress, as in this case, the word livid, they're using assonance or relying on a similar vowel sound found in non-rhyming words. So ship, in, distress,
right.
on, livid. That's what that was.
Yeah, I still ain't
Gotcha.
Okay.
Gotcha.
All right.
I guess I thought I was saying ass on this. That's what I thought.
Sure does look like it, though. All right, Poet Ray Monet, category for you.
I have to pick a different one. Can we just do this? The year they left us. The year they left us.
Oh yeah, I should.
Oh God, this is about to be terrible. Okay.
All right, let's do that one. Here we go. So Langston Hughes was born in 1902 and died in 1967. Which of these things did not happen that same year in 1967? Was it A, the Super Bowl one, where the Packers defeat the Chiefs? Was it B, the American Basketball Association was formed? Was it C, Respect is recorded by Aretha Franklin? Or was it D, Elvis Presley dies in his home at 42 years old? Which of these things did not happen?
Oh my God. Are you serious?
I'm telling you, some of these might require some guesswork, but you'd be surprised at what you know.
Where did you go to Yellow Pages and get these questions?
It's a combination of the yellow and the white.
Oh my God. How am I supposed to know that? I don't. Oh my God. I thought he was going to be like, when did Michael Jackson die? Or like, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh my God. Okay.
1967.
I have zero frame of reference for any of these things.
Okay. Sometimes there is.
I'm gonna go with C because C is always the answer on the test when you don't know what to pick. So I'm gonna pick C, and that's my final answer. It's probably wrong. That's okay.
All right, Azar, what do you think? I'm gonna go on and give you 10 seconds here to provide.
All right. So she said C. She said it was quarterback. So I'm gonna go with A.
The Super Bowl. Okay. You are correct, Azar King.
Let's go.
A. Super Bowl I. Packers defeated the Chiefs. Did not happen in 1967. Okay.
I was just saying, I felt like C was an answer that went along with Langston Hughes in his time. I wasn't sure, but I was like, yeah, it definitely had to happen while he was alive and died. So, yeah, Super Bowl wasn't popping.
Deduction skills at work.
Yeah,
all right, brother.
That's what's up.
It is
good job.
He's on the board. The man is on the board. Go ahead, bro. It's your turn to select the category for us. Where do you want to take us?
Ooh. Tell me in a few lines.
Okay. We can do that.
For 500, please.
We can do 427. Is that if that's okay? Not 500.
Okay, can we do 425?
Yes.
That's okay, cool. I like them numbers better.
You got it, boss. All right. Need you to tell us which Victorian poet brought us this work. Post it in the chat here. Quote, and it is you alone who lights my darkling pain. You are unbelievably, outrageously hot, and that in spite of any ignorant armies who clash my night. Who gave us these lines? Was it A, Lord Alfred Tennyson? Was it B, Gerard Manley Hopkins? Or C, John Keats? Or D, Matthew Arnold? Who do you
Well, listen here. This here guy. I'm going to have to go with A, Alfred Lord Tennyson, please, sir.
You got it. Locked in with A for Azar. Let's do 30 seconds.
Are you serious?
Serious as a heart attack, ma'am.
Y'all for real right now.
For real. You got this. You got this, girl.
I'm gonna go with C. I'm gonna go with Keats. I don't know. I'm gonna go with Keats.
So we have locked in at C and locked in at A, but this one is actually D. Matthew Arnold.
Matthew Arnold.
Yes.
Matthew Arnold is gonna sound like a thou artist, my knight to clashes against the remeth type person.
You know what they say? You can't believe everything you hear. Or is it everything you see? What is I think
we understand what you're saying, though. We got you.
Thank you, bro. Thank you. Appreciate it. All right. So, nobody got that one, but still on the board with 1 point each. Let's go ahead and have the lovely Ray Monet select a category for us. Go
ahead. All right. Let's. So wait, is the stuff folder a category?
It is, yes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Okay. All right, let's dig into that.
Okay, you got it. Let's see what we dig up. So you're gonna have to finish. I will make this our last question for the round. You have got to finish this haiku written by an IT technician named Max.
Wait. I have to finish the words that he wrote, or I can complete the poem in my own 5 to 7 syllable, whatever fits into the rest of the haiku. What are you saying to me here?
I appreciate the request for clarification. You cannot create your own answer to this. So I'm going to provide the first part of the haiku, and the multiple choice would be what you think the last line of the haiku is. Here we go.
Okay. And it's by an IT technician.
Yes.
Okay.
It starts out, in data, find truth. In content, find contentment. What is the last line? Is it A, in life, work, balance? Or is it B, do not press power? Or is it C, alt, delete, control? Or is it D, in life, work, find peace? What are your thoughts? I'm going to give you guys 30 seconds to finish this amazing haiku by this IT technician. I didn't know they wrote haikus.
Hey, Steve Jobs did it. I'm going to go with D, in life, work, find peace.
Okay. Locked in for D, Azar. And what are your thoughts, poet Ray Monet?
Hold on.
Got it.
I'm dated. Oh, was that my time? My time is out. I can't answer. Oh, shit.
30
Wait,
seconds.
was that it? Was that my
finished.
time was out? Oh,
Yes.
Oh my God. No.
It's okay. You can still answer.
Okay. I'ma just choose A.
No, it's A. In life, work, balance. Great guess. You are correct. She did get
Oh my gosh, yo, like this is unbelievable. People, I demand a recount. The news is all
enough of the recount.
I need a recount right now. And
if you don't put this in the bio. If you don't at least put voice actor, if you don't at least put voice actor, comedic over the phone, like, oh my God, that's so funny.
And me and Joe Biden are actually going to be sharing bunk beds in the White House, and we're going to smoke on coronavirus because we have people dying that never died before. Yeah.
I believe that's a direct quote.
Yeah,
direct quote.
I feel like I heard that one, like verbatim, though. Oh my goodness! What an interesting year, yo. Boy, we got a lot to work with, especially comedians like this brother right here, man. A lot to work with in 2020 with that administration. Oh man, Azar, you cracking me up. And the crowd is loving the vibe, man. Appreciate y'all so very much. We are gonna wrap up that first round of trivia. Tell me, how you feeling now? Are you okay? Was that okay? Was that not too bad? Is it?
Well, I'd say Black and Mike, it didn't bring it up bread and butter. No tea, no nothing.
See, nothing
No
at all.
nothing.
Nothing
Nothing
okay.
at all.
Right. Okay. I can deal with
And
it.
I had to bloody get on my bicycle and hike up the mountains. Freaking bloody get to this. You could at least have me some bread and butter.
True. Next time I'll be sure to do that. Right.
Right, cherry. Nah, it's definitely dope, bro. I'm loving the vibe too, man. I'm loving the fact that I'm getting to meet this beautiful queen, man, and absorbing some of her power. Cause legends sharpen legends for real.
Amen.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And thank you for the compliment, my dear.
No doubt.
Yes,
my
ladies
goodness.
and gentlemen.
I swear. You need college kids on this show answering these questions. They're studying these poems and quotes that you're talking to us about.
Man.
And you know what? And you know what, kids? Stay in school, first of all. Secondly, about 10, maybe 15 years ago, we actually knew these things, okay?
Right.
But we haven't used them in a long time, and that brings to term, if you don't use it, you lose it.
Right.
So
Correct.
Keep it. So keep using it.
But on a deeper level, like even the humor in it is this right here. Like a lot of human beings, man, they get so worked up when they don't get something right.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Instead of saying, hey, I just didn't know that. You know what I'm saying? And then, if you're in a stage where you grow, you say, you know what? I didn't know that, but I know it now. And I'm going to go do more research so I'm more well endowed. So next time it's come around, I'm ready to go.
That's heavy, man. What you're saying is really something that's actually something I've seen, right? So when we're all capable of intelligence, we consume a lot of information in our mind. We learn a lot, and then when it's time to apply what you've learned, we start to measure the intelligence, your ability to apply what you've learned. It's so easy.
But can you really? Can you really measure intelligence? Because greatness don't have no measurement. So intelligence comes with greatness, and that just don't. It's like knowledge is unlimited.
Yeah, I don't know if you could really measure something like that. I think you can teach. Let's say you can teach a subject, a task, a lesson. You can teach them something, and then you put them in a scenario where they're forced to call upon what they've learned, and whether or not they're able to do it, or how quickly or how well, you could measure that and call it what you will. But if you put them in a different scenario, they might be able to thrive just the same. So I remember, Amos Wilson speaking on intelligence and how oftentimes, even when it comes to something like that, we use the system of measurement that we use for other groups and measure our own intelligence relative to theirs, which is incorrect. But what I was getting at is how we sometimes our identity is sometimes so tied to what we know, what we can show other people we know, and oftentimes what we don't know, could be the manifestation of how fragile our identity is. Right. And I've realized, like, as we're talking about this now, how much of an exercise it can be in building yourself, and that security within yourself is just so easy. I've done it at times. I've gotten insecure because I didn't know something. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I
think we all have, though.
I guess what I want to get at more specifically, if I kind of hurry up and maybe get to it, is that when it comes to relationships, sometimes even in our relationships with our partners, that need to be right. You know what I'm saying? Like that need to know can be like a problem. Like if you can't put that ego aside, if you can't like see the full spectrum of who you are, that it's okay to not know something. It's okay. It's like sometimes you gotta be open to learning something. You don't know everything. Like it can.
Sir, don't take us down this rabbit hole.
You sure? You sure you don't want?
Are we ready for this tonight? Are they ready for this tonight? Because it can
You
get
know,
really
because-
real up in here.
Because my thing is, we said thing about our identity, man. There's a whole lot of identity crises going on out here right now.
Yes. And the pandemic has brought them to light because now you have to be at home with yourself and be at home focused on yourself and dealing with yourself and looking at yourself in the mirror every day and being like, oh, this is the person everybody's been complaining about. This is the person that's been wreaking havoc in my life.
I'm gonna say I got one up on y'all though, because the fact that I got one up on y'all is the reason that's right here. I went to the feds when I was 18 years old. And I did 15 years. So I know what it's like to be on lockdown and can't do nothing. So other people are like, man, I ain't got. I'm like, shit, you know, I'm kicked back. I'm good. I can write me some poems, draw me some pictures, smoke me some poems, watch some movies. Like, I'm good. Like, I'm chilling.
Mm-hmm.
For real. It don't bother me. It don't faze me because in those moments of solitude, I was able to tap into realms of myself that I never tapped into when I was out there in the streets running around just trying to keep up with the Joneses.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so it's like, so it's like, and to sit back and watch the times change and you know, go through, you know, your president.
You still there, bro?
Crazy.
Mm-hmm. You cut out just for a second, but I definitely think it's all right. I definitely think I captured the essence of what you were saying, and I really think it's been like a theme throughout 2020. You know, the whole idea of just being forced to find yourself. Some people don't really know themselves like that. As Ray was just saying, so this is the person. So, and you really come into your own. You know, I feel like when I started learning from like 5%ers about the gods and the earths and know thyself, and like even like, you know, beyond that, you know, Kemetic concepts of knowing thyself, and chem and history and the study of Black and the like certain things. I just didn't fully grasp and understand, and particularly that quote of know thyself. Like I would say it and I thought I knew. I really thought I knew, but I realized there's a difference between knowing about yourself. Like you can know your history. Somebody can teach you what happened here and what happened there historically, and you might identify with it. You might relate if there's a discussion or an argument that hits a nerve and it's diasporic. You're in there, but does that mean you know when your mood is gone too long? Like does that mean you know where your triggers are? Like do you know yourself? Like do you understand what your identity has now been fashioned from? Like I for me really learned what that meant, like to know myself honestly a lot during 2020. Yeah, but I don't think I'm alone. Not at all. I do not think I'm when it comes to that.
I still don't know myself. I'm still learning. Shoot.
Yeah, because we're growing, man. We're constantly evolving, I think. Constantly evolving. So it's definitely important to stay self-reflective, you know, and make sure that we are scheduling. Like, sure, 2020 and the pandemic, COVID forced us in many ways into these that solitude that you described. But it's important to schedule that solitude for ourselves too. You know what I'm saying? To make sure we get back and center ourselves. You know what I mean, Ray?
In that same vein of self-reflection, you also should do it. Like, and it's not just like, oh, like, let me reflect after a breakup. It might be after you lose your job. It might be after you had a fight with your sibling or your parent. It might be after a death in the family or someone close to you. Like all of those times, in fact, all of those times, take them, reflect, like see how you have changed from this experience that has happened to you. And then later go back and assess again and see how you have actually changed after time has set in. because my reaction today, one day after hearing the news, might not be the same reaction that I have 6 months later, but it might still be from the same source.
Correct. Yes. Measuring that growth, keeping an eye on that growth. I love it. So let's go ahead. I wanted to, like I said, get to know our artists even more in what they do. And Ray Monet, you are truly the definition of multifaceted. As we've mentioned a little bit earlier, you have several publications. The Bedroom Companion, for one, Hurt Poems for Hurt People. Love the title, as well as Chasing Adam, and what we mentioned a little bit earlier. That's going to be out soon.
Expose Your Inner Diva.
Your Inner Diva. Yes. I want to ask you particularly about Bedroom Companion. You teach us about poet Ray Monet's technique called activating your senses. Can you please put me on to this at this moment?
Oh, yes, absolutely. And I mean, it's really simple. It's easy things that we normally do, but people don't necessarily think about. But it's literally putting all 5 of your senses, or sometimes not 5, that might be overload, maybe just 4 of them, into play during your sexual experience to heighten your sexual experience. So, when people turn the lights down and light candles, right? That not only is affecting your sight, but it's also affecting your scent. Right? It's also affecting the aroma that's coming into the room. And scent is a very powerful thing because, of course, it connects us to all kinds of memories and things in our past. 9 times out of 10, if it's like a vanilla candle or a sugar cookie, it's pretty safe and it's a pretty positive memory to keep positive things going. You know what I mean? So that's why those kinds of scents are used. Yeah. Lavender. How many people have a horrible experience with lavender? Like, not many, Right. So, Indeed. So it's just another thing that's going to add to the positivity of the moment. In terms of taste, adding in foods and flavored lubes and condoms and things like that are, of course, going to activate different things, inside of your body. Like, it really is like, I mean, everybody, tons of people turn on music to set the mood.
Yes.
Okay. However, you also have to be careful with music, right? Because what happens if you are playing the special song that they shared with their ex in the middle of your hookup?
Right.
That's going to change the experience.
Yes.
I mean, but for real, and so these are all things to kind of consider when you're setting the mood and trying to heighten the experience and the connection between the two of you. And it also gives you a chance to focus more on each other and to be more intent about what's happening with each other. Because, you're taking all of that special time, I'm taking the time to do this. I'm clearly thinking of you. My mind is set on you, and this time that we have together, it's an intimate connection as well while you're even setting these things up. So that's what kind of, so in the book goes through in poems, each sense, each of the poems in the book is connected to one of the senses. And I try to kind of go through those in the book, and then we talk about, different ways to connect with your lover through each of those senses as well.
That's beautiful. Wow. So well said. So much information right there. So much food for thought. Really insightful.
You know what?
Right. Really insightful.
I do just want to throw in one other little tidbit, which is that, because sex ed is my big thing. It's my big focus. So one of the things that I have been doing is bringing sex ed directly to the community. So down here in DC, or rather in Upper Marlboro, Maryland, on February 13th, we're going to be having an event called For Couples Only Valentine's Edition. And basically, this is a show where we have, poetry and comedy, and we've got a sword swallower and a burlesque dancer, but we also bring in actual professionals to tell you and teach you about different sexual techniques and skills so that you are learning as a couple together about things that will bring you intimately closer.
That sounds lovely. Please keep me posted. And when the time arises, let me know. So, I can also use the platform to get the word out about that. I think you're doing really awesome work. And one of the things that stands out for me is just how passionate and meaningful your work is behind like sex education, to the point where it's part of your artistry. Like it's part of what you do artistically in such a creative way, bringing those important messages to us. There's people who do erotic poems, and then there's also erotica poets. I would say you're an erotica poet, and not just a person that does erotica poems, although you have range. But beyond that,
I do things.
You do your thing. You do your thing. But beyond that, you're what I want to say. So the education component for me is so important in what you're doing, right? Because again, you could just do erotic poems. They can sound nice. They can sound great, right? Very entertaining, but then it stops there, right? And there's and like when I was going over some of the descriptions about your work, you mentioned how important sex education is for the whole, like on a national, like the social impacts of lack of sexual education. And I think that kind of stuff is really, really important because a lot like what we were talking about before, when it comes to identity, a lot of our identity is tied to either good or bad sexual experiences that we carry along with us into different relationships and so on and so forth. And that kind of stuff happens. I think like your work is necessary. And I just love how it's all just wrapped in this beautiful package, with your creativity. I just love it. Ray. I love what you're doing, sister. And I appreciate it. Just want to encourage you to continue to do it. I think that sexual education is so necessary. And you just have such a lovely, heartfelt, holistic approach to giving us that message. So yeah, more fire, kaboom! For the work that you're doing with that. Your man, bless up yourself, queen. So do you have another piece that you could share with us?
I always do. I'm and you know what? Honestly, my manager is probably going to kill me for this. So Nikki, I'm sorry.
Sorry, Nikki. We didn't know.
But I'm actually working on a book right now, and it's most likely going to come out right at the top of February. I don't even have a title for this book yet. This is how new it is. So it is crazy. I'm going to do something I have never done before, and this is crazy, but this piece is so fire. So this poem is not finished.
Okay.
Oh my God, I can't even believe I said that out loud.
I'm about to get a treat right now. I feel like I'm about to get a treat. Let me open up right now and stimulate my mind and relax it at the same time.
Yeah.
Give it to her.
Oh my God. So listen, it's called On the Inside. And that is probably going to be the actual title for this poem.
Okay. Nice title.
And I don't know. I'm just gonna stop it where I finished at, and that's what you guys are gonna get. But yeah. Okay.
Sounds
and maybe
good.
you guys can give me a suggestion on how to finish it. That would be really awesome as well.
Okay.
So On the Inside.
Think about that, Azar.
On the inside. On the inside, my heart beats your blood. It pumps you through my veins. You are a part of me, and my heart knows the same. Speeds when it hears your name, slows when it sits at home, wrapped in your arms and feeling safe. On the outside, I glow just to see you approach. My breath quickens, hands soaked, sweat upon my brow, cheeks go rose. I produce a smile so wide that the sun shines. And while you can't see it, I promise my panties start dripping like we're out by the poolside. Inside, hormones raging, alarm bells ringing, vibration starts deep within my loins and rapidly overtakes me. Fever shoots up once the door closes. It's just us. Tempted to act, but my mind is telling me to hold back. There are troops at the perimeter staving off the attack, but the last bastion of my civility is about to be hacked because on the outside, as soon as you touched my hand, I released a small sigh. Eyes closed. Inhaled your scent, triggering the relaxation of my shoulders and my thighs. You look into my eyes. I'm feeling faint. My knees are bad, but they can't seem to keep me upright. So you pull me in tight, bracing for the affection. Our chest connects and my heart booms in 808 for a physical convection. Moist lips this close to a kiss. Eyes searching eyes for a hint of resistance, but there isn't. So you rile my hormones by wrestling my tongue into submission. On the inside, no, outside. Inside? No, outside. I don't know. We're all going berserk. I'm pretty sure that my brain is soup and I'm pretty sure that my panties are worse. In fact, the only thing that I'm certain of is that my whole body feels like a plasma ball because every inch that your fingers touch feels electric like I'm the bulb. We're too closely involved. I back off, checking your eyes to see that lust has formed, looking hungry like a lion and I'm a puma about to be pounced on, but god damn it, it turns me on. That's as far as I got.
Oh, man. That piece, it doesn't sound like it's nowhere near done. Oh,
I know, right? I don't know what I'm gonna do.
I loved it though. Oh, I loved it.
Oh yeah, definitely bombs over Baghdad. Definitely fire. But let me ask you this question. One question.
Yo.
Do you believe it?
Do I believe it?
Yeah.
Absolutely. This is 100,000%, like 110 million. Like yes, because everything that I just described is nothing but seeing a person. They touched hands, they looked into each other's eyes, they kissed. That's it. But this is all of those feelings that are on the inside and the outside together, and it's literally science. This is the science of what happens to a person. Your palms get sweaty when you see someone you like. Your cheeks go rose when you see someone you like. This is science and emotion together. Like I'm teaching in everything I do.
No, I was just asking because you said maybe y'all can help me figure out how to finish the poem. You just answer your own question on how you finish the poem. You describe what destination you're gonna arrive at by, you know what I'm saying, everything you describing that when you and that person get together. It's an ecstasy. It's a you know what I mean? So that's how you finish it. That's just
well, yes. But I mean, I guess I thought when I started this poem that it would just be up to holding hands. But as I was writing it, it continued to a kiss. And now it's like, okay, like we're at a kiss, but like we're backing off. Like, and I don't know I don't know if I want to take this to completion per se, you know what I mean?
True.
Or if I want this to teach a lesson and go a different way. Like there's so many possibilities every time that I read this poem that I have no idea what's going to come next. So it's a quandary even for me.
Two?
That's awesome.
Yeah, I've heard the suggestion lots of times. But then it's like, where do I end part one? I just
part one is the discipline of not crossing that line. Part two is the reward of when we finally waited for the moment to be right to cross that line.
Oh, I love that. I love that.
Because for me,
That's
I think that's a great suggestion. And it makes me think too, like it sounds like nothing, there's no penetration, correct? No penetration has happened.
No. They are fully clothed. They have kissed.
Yet still, he's in your heart. He's in your veins. He's inside of you, right? Even though he isn't, right? So I see like this turning. It's but it's almost like you becoming because of all that he's passing on to you, because of all that you're getting from him. And it's like this turning up, like you're turning inside out. That kind of came to mind when you were like, my inside, my outside, my inside, my outside. Like that section of the poem made me start thinking about like just that, turning inside and out, but also how much of him is inside of you while literally
like they not naked physically, but mentally they done got it busy. You feel me?
Right.
Clearly, yes. It's a dope piece.
Definitely.
Please, even if you know, I mean, you don't take any of our ideas, please come back. You know, maybe you could come back and share that piece on the platform. How does that sound?
Definitely, yeah. I'll let you guys know when it's done for sure.
Yeah, keep me in the loop. Can do part one and part two. But I love that piece. That's nice. That is really nice. I know I laughed at a certain part about, I think it's about soak wet, some other wet panties. I don't know why. It was kind of funny.
While you can't see it, my panties start dripping like we out by the poolside.
Lord.
Turn the motherfucker on.
It's always like really cool to me, you know, because we can all write metaphors for so many different things, but it's like could be one thing, and then what's your metaphor for that thing? That one struck a chord with me. I like that. That was a beautiful visual. It just hit me right away. It was not much brain processing or brain power needed. Yeah, that was a ride. That was a journey. I like that. Yes,
Thank you.
No doubt. You're welcome. All right. And brother Azar, look, bro, I have these questions for you. All right. Because, and I mean, from one platform to another, I want to thank you for your service to the poetry community and to our fellow poets, man. I see you doing your thing, and I'm not the only one that sees it. You and I were building a little bit earlier on being true to oneself and talking about how social media and other platforms can sometimes restrict that. You are a host, curator. You're curating your own platform and your own shows now through the founding of Lion Dragon Kingdom Open Mic, Wise Words Wednesday, F 'em Up Fridays, and Get the F Off Your Chest Saturdays. You're super busy, man. And I know, like, we see the passion behind, you know, the work that you're doing. I want to know, how has it been for you providing that space and making it what you want it to be? And if you have any advice for our listeners that are thinking of creating their own space like you.
It's a roller coaster, man, because sometimes it can be good, it could be a high, and then some days it can be draining because it just depends on the type of energy, and I'm not just talking about how many people were in there, because I can care less about that, but you can have like 5 people in there, and all of us right there at that moment, man, we in sync of, I don't like to call it depression, I like to call it deep depression, like we done dove like in a whole nother realm where we, you know what I mean? And it's like the cycle was synced, so some days I get out them lives and I be like, dang, if I could only do X, Y, and Z. You know what I mean? If they only knew that I would do X, Y, and Z, if I can do X, Y, and Z. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then, you know, some days it's like, yeah, I feel strong because when you're genuine to yourself first, you're going to attract genuine people to you. So, you know, every now and again you get a snake to make it through the grass, but for majority of the time, it's cool. So I would say to anybody, man, that's doing these open mics, you gotta have a thick skin, because I'm gonna tell you, you know, let's be real. Let's just be real. Everybody ain't gonna get on the screen and spit no fire. Let's be real. But the important thing is that we have to remember that just like you want to be heard, whether they piece fire or not, they want to be heard too. And who am I to stop you from being heard? I'm human being just like you. I'm trying to get my word out just like you. And who knows, whether your joint fire or not, that might be the one time that you got it off your chest that kept you from jumping out that window.
Facts.
Right.
So you're literally like, you know, you're facilitating a healing, man. You're facilitating a healing by having your platform and maintaining an integrity on your platform, a level of respect and appreciation.
Right.
That's really, really important, man. I like the work that you're doing, brother. For sure, man. Please keep it up. Yeah. Please keep it up. So I want to ask, man, because it's been a little while since I heard something from you. Do you have another piece that you can share with us, bro?
Well, lately, man, I've been spending a lot of time in the Dragon's Lair, you know, and just working on some new stuff. So this is like one of my last pieces that I wrote for 2020.
Okay.
This is called NBA.
All right.
My soul longs for the day that it feels whole again. Lungs filled with black clouds and broken winds. Series of tribulation leave me with broken bats and no winds. My comforter became misery and my tongue play went to Olympic with sins. Trampled through oceans of flames, surrounded by backstabbing, manipulating, lying shark fins. Each organ in my anatomy are reflections of broken fragments of a bloodstained mirror that's adorned on my flesh's wall. Prophecy stirring, crawling, and calling up through my guts, but I continue to hit the button that rejects the call. Didn't want to be reminded of all the warning shots that could have prohibited the tears of Niagara to fall. Became blind to myself, powers like Saul. Wings snatched, now I'm on a journey to become Paul. The echoes that I hear are not from others, but from within self that question, do I really deserve? Wanting to be vulnerable, but so much abandonment that it has been made makes me revert back to the intro verse. I shall not subject myself to such fuckery again or ever, but still question if such remark makes me dumb or clever. Sometimes reminded that there's possibly something better when my shoulders graced with God's feather. Am I a resounding gong or a clanging cymbal? I'm one jack that would never be nimble. Oh, if holding my crown could be so simple. But instead it's indentures or scars like cute faces with multiple dimples. Spine crooked but stature straight. Going through asteroid smoke realms, striving to interpret the destination of my fate. Third eye seeing all these burnt photos as I skydive through clouds soon to crash to the ground like a snowflake. Jay, don't you turn your back on me. Training day reminded me of that time I turned my back on destiny. When I looked around, it was depression, suicide, and agony standing right next to me. Enhanced by cold concrete. Is this drug ecstasy? Negative balances and absentees. That's NBA filled with technicalities, fears, and no realities. Legends create, they don't follow formalities. That's what's projected to me through gravity. Hi, my name is Ficky. Cultivating anything other than truth is a tragedy. My happiness, sadness, anger, self-hate, self-unforgiveness are all involved romantically. I guess you could say it's my recipe for philanthropy. Living in a zoo where the pandas be. But even the white devils realized they couldn't handle me. Release, but does that make me free? Or is it the next chapter of this trilogy? Peace.
This was it.
A lot of self-reflection in that piece. That's a very introspective piece. Man. How long did it take you to write that one?
Hey, you want me to tell you the truth or a lie?
Oh man, it's up to you.
Nah, man. Dang it, man. Normally, man, when that spark hit, it flows. Cause I don't really think about what I'm gonna write. I just let it do what it do, man. And even if that means I'm gonna be in here crying to myself or, whatever, I'm gonna just let it rip because man, listen, I was adoring the sun god and I ain't gonna be nothing less. I'm gonna let my rays shine.
There you go. Where do you think you found that belief in self, that powerful, resounding, infectious belief in self, bro? Where'd you get that from?
Okay, I'll say this before I say what I'm gonna say. Trigger warning. Or like as I would say, tornadoes warning. Because if y'all don't know, I do tornadoes on my platform. But honestly, man, I found that day, man, in that cell on the floor with that razor in my hand, ready to take my life.
Wow.
That was the day that I found it.
Gotcha.
I realized, bro, you one of these guys who, it's 14 years later. You still got your mentality intact. You still got your physical intact. It's a lot of strong men that's broken after year 3. You feel me? So, in that moment, I started reflecting on the fact that I do got 3 younger siblings.
Yeah.
Who are young. 19, 11 now. 19, 11, and 23 now. You know what I'm saying? So, it's like, if I give up, I'm giving up on them.
So
doesn't mean I don't have those moments where I feel like giving up, but if I give up on them. So yeah, in that moment, that's when I realized it.
Got you. That's powerful. I think about the fact that a lot of people, a lot of brothers, get taken. Let's put it that way. Get taken by the system of mass incarceration, which is set up to do just that. However, a lot of times, a lot of brothers or sisters that end up in the system end up staying there even longer than whatever they were supposed to be in there for.
Right.
What do you think? And you might have already spoken on it, but what's one of the things that you think kept you whole, kept you where you needed to be, so that you wouldn't find yourself where getting into certain things perhaps and end up staying in there even longer?
This right here, man. This is it, man. This is what
poetry.
Man, listen, I tell people all the time, everything that you see Azar King do in these lives, from this poetry to these freestyles, to these raps, to everything, me trying to breathe life in people, you can go ask any CEO that may be still working in the prisons that I was at, or inmates that may be still incarcerated. They can tell I was doing the same thing in the inside.
Okay.
And that's what gave me life, man. Just, knowing that, I can change I can't change the world, but I can change the tides from the tools I've attained by being here.
Mm-hmm. Wow. How do you define poetry at this stage of your life? What is poetry to you, Azar?
A bad breakup I don't never want to get away from.
Okay. How would you define it, Ray Monet?
Wow. That was uncharacteristically toxic, Azar. I did not expect that answer. I would be honest. Like, goddamn.
Somehow it works.
If that was poetry, I would be hurt right now.
I could explain if you like, you know what I'm saying, so you better understand. No, because it's like, you know how we've been running from our destiny? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You run from your destiny, but no matter how mad you run, you're always gonna be pulled back to that. So I've had a breakup that no matter what, I can always go reflect back to that and find some type of joy in it, because when I was in it, it did bring me peace.
Okay.
I hear you. I am very blessed to be healed. Is what I'm gonna say. I'm sorry, I forgot the question.
No, it's all right. I'm thinking that poetry, we all, and this is perfect case, we all have our own unique relationship with poetry and how we make it work for us, and what it does for us. I want to know from you, Ray, how do you define poetry at this stage?
Oh, how I define poetry. Really just as the best, I think it's the best writing device for writers who have something to get off their chest.
Okay.
Because you have a lot of writers who do like fiction and stuff like that because they just enjoy, creating stories, and they enjoy the fantasy world or whatever their different motivations might be. But I think that poetry is for people who have something inside that they are dying to get out. And this is the way to do it. This is the way, and because it's taken in so many different forms. You can write free verse, or you can write haiku, or you can write quatrains, or you can write sonnets, or whatever you want to do. However you want to express yourself, you can do it in any way that you want to do. And it's still poetry, and it's still you, and it's still getting out that message that you have that is burning inside of you. Well, thank you.
Where is one of your favorite places to write?
I subscribe to Azar's type of writing where just like the inspiration hits. And just like, honestly, I mean, I have been, in fact, driving and have needed to pull over onto the side of the road and grab pen and paper or pull out, use my my voice recording. Yeah. My voice recorder is so helpful. Yeah. Voice to text. I will send myself tons of emails with just lines of poems. Yes. And I will I just need to get it out. And then I might come back later and finish, or it might be a full poem at the time that it happens. But it very much is spur of the moment than not.
Got you.
Like old boy said in life, man, a lot of times it hit me while I'm sitting on the shelf.
Okay.
Talk about it. That's real. Yes. Yeah.
And that inspiration, you just don't know where it's going to come from. For me, sometimes it's just blurting out a line that comes to me. And if I'm able to remember like the first line, the intensity of the line, almost like a big bang, right? It doesn't take sometimes too much. I don't need a third line. I don't need a fourth line. I don't need a second line. Sometimes just that first line has all of what I want to say. And once I get that line out with the tone, with the energy, with the intensity, with the passion, it literally dictates what the other line is going to look like. And like Azar said earlier, with that second piece you shared, when I'm writing some stuff, not all stuff, but some stuff, it just flows. It's like a broken faucet is how I like to describe it. And things just flow. Beautiful. I love getting the perspectives, and so do the listeners in understanding our different processes when it comes to this wonderful, wonderful thing that we call poetry. So I appreciate you guys' perspective on that. We are at officially 9 p.m. Pretty much. Time flies.
That was fast.
It was fast. We got one round of trivia in. That puts us with Ray Monet at 2 points, Azar with 1 point. So she would be the winner if we were to end the game right now. And we can do that. We can. It's an option. Or if you're up to it, we can do a couple more questions to give Azar a fighting chance.
What do you say, Azar?
I'm gonna let you call it. The power's in your hand because you are up. You're in charge.
I mean, I'm down.
All right.
I'm down for it.
All right, I appreciate that.
Okay, well,
let's rock and roll.
Let's get it then.
It turns out you're not the only one that's down. So is the crowd. They're feeling it too, and they are loving the vibe. Yes, gentlemen, this is the
I'm dead, yo. Like,
follow on Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. I am your fellow poet, Naquel. I'm here once again with the author and businesswoman, poet Ray Monet, the poet and host, Azar King. You already know what it is. Pure vibrations is what we are building. We're gonna go ahead and let's have each of you select one more category, and we'll tally up the scores and get a couple more questions in before we wrap up this incredible vibe, yo. All right, so Azar, go ahead, brother, and select a category for us.
Did we do quotes and more quotes yet?
No, we did not. You want to check that one out?
Okay.
All right, let's do that.
Yeah, let's go quotes and more quotes.
I would define the poetry of words as the rhythmical creation of beauty. Who said this? Was it A, Kalo from a previous episode here on the PodPoets Lounge? Was it B, Edgar Allan Poe? Was it C, Emily Dickinson? Or was it D, Lauryn Hill?
Man, I'm gonna go with old Egg, man. I'm gonna go with Egg Allan Poe, man.
Edgar Allan Poe for you. And Ray, how you feeling about this one?
I actually, definitely Edgar Allan
Poe as well.
Like, yeah.
You are both correct. Yes. Nicely done.
That's that Poe.
Okay.
Poe, man.
I can't believe you brought this up because this is like one of those crazy, like high school, like one of those papers that you have to write.
Like if you don't know Edgar Allan Poe and Robert Frost, then you're dead. Like something's wrong.
Like yo, oh my God, something happened. Something came of this, Mr. White. Somebody tell Mr. White. Tell him. Okay.
Oh man!
Oh my God!
Nothing goes to waste. You can always apply it somewhere. All right. So, poet Ray Monet, you're gonna go ahead, love, and select our final category for this evening. Both of you guys got that one right. Well done.
I think we did all of them. No. We have two.
International,
we have international
and e pluribus
and
unum. We didn't touch.
You know what?
Which way did he go, George? Which way did he go?
I'm a military brat, so I'm gonna go international. Let's try it.
All right. I like it.
Whew, I hope.
Since we are going international, I have this final piece for us. So we're actually going to listen to a poem real quick. And the question will be based off the poem. And it's cool that you chose that one. It's a nice way to wrap up our show this evening. As fellow poets just vibing right now to another fellow poet sharing their work. So here we go. This is going to end with a multiple choice question.
Okay.
And I'll post the question in the chat after we hear the full piece. So this poem is by a poet named Sophia Sinclair, and it's called Center of the World. Here we go. Let's take a listen.
Center of the world. The meek inherit nothing. God in his tattered coat this morning, a quiet tongue in my ear, begging for alms. Cold hands reaching up my skirt. Little lamb, paupered flock, bless my black tea with tears. I have shorn your golden fleece, worn vast spools of white lace, glittering jacquard, gilded fig leaves, jeweled dust on my skin, corn silk hair in my hems. I have milked the stout beast of what you call America and wear your men across my chest like furs. Stick-pin fox and snow blue chinchilla, they too came to nibble at my door, the soft pink tangles I trap them in. Dear watches in the shadows, dear thick-thighed fiends, at ease, please. Tell the hounds who undress me with their eyes, I have nothing to hide. I will spread myself wide. Here, a flash of muscle. Here, some blood in the hunt. Now the center of the world, my incandescent cunt. All hail the dark blooms of amaryllis and the wild pink Damascus, my sweet Aphrodite unfolding in the kink. All hail hot jasmine in the night, thick syrup in your mouth, forked dagger on my tongue, legions at my heel. Here, at the world's red Mecca, kneel. Here Eden, here Bethlehem, here in the cradle of Thebes, a towering sphinx roams the garden, her wet dawn devouring. The word cannibal is the English variant of the Spanish word cannibal, which comes from the word.
Okay. That is the poem. Were you guys able to hear the poem clearly? The whole piece?
Yes, and it was absolutely beautiful.
She did her thing.
Beautiful.
Yeah. So here's your question about this poem. It started off with a Bible passage. What Bible passage is the first part of this poem taken from? Is it A, Luke Cage, chapter 4, verse 28? Is it B, John 3:16? Is it C, Leviticus chapter 1, verse 19? Or is it D, Matthew chapter 5, verse 5?
That's John 3:16 all day.
This is going to be for both of you.
John 3:16 all day.
Okay, that was B. And what do you think, Ray?
I disagree. I believe that's Matthew.
That is correct. It was Matthew. You got it correct.
I knew that, y'all. I just let her win, y'all. I was playing.
Somebody call my pastor. Somebody call my pastor and tell him.
Tell him I was listening to Sunday school.
Somebody call Pastor Charity.
Pastor.
See, the Lord went down there.
Tell Pastor Charity now.
Very, very nicely done. Wow. We have.
Oh, I did not expect that question.
Like I said earlier in the show, you roll with the punches. So you adjusted, you shifted, but did you know that one straight off the bat? That line?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, that one, yeah.
Okay. Well done. Well done. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys for tuning in. We are going to announce our winner, Poet Ray Monet. Give her a round of applause. Congratulations. Yes. The lovely Ray Monet will be featured in the Ink magazine in the Spilled Ink section for the month of February. Make sure you look out for that and get a little bit of that Black woman magic. Okay, there's going to be plenty of that going around. It's a dope sister, and alongside this amazing brother doing incredible work. He's a phenomenal soul. I appreciate you so very much for coming through, for you guys spending some time and playing the game. It's basically time to wrap up. I want to shout out the Ink magazine for making tonight's prize possible. And if you would like to sponsor a prize here in the Pod Poets Lounge, you can just shoot us an email at thepodpoetslounge@gmail.com. Remember, not everything that is faced can be changed, but nothing can be changed until it is faced. James Baldwin. Thank you to everyone for hanging out tonight. As always, I hope that you had a fun time. If you are interested in being a guest for sponsorship, or if you just want to promote your brand, please email the podpoetslounge@gmail.com. You can listen whenever and wherever you pick your podcast, and you can always vibe live right here, January 16th, for more word, power, sound at the Pod Poets Lounge. Bless up our special guest artists for stopping by and giving us some truly passionate heat.
Just Azar, just thank you so much, man. Worthy opponent, fantastical poet. Like, I really look forward to checking you out and learning more about you. Because
I'm about to run.
I'm following.
I'm about to run now because I gotta go host my open mic. It started at 9:00. Get it, he was saying, get it off your chest.
Okay, brother. So I'm gonna let you go. Likewise, man. You guys are both phenomenal and incredible. Please keep the link with each other. Tonight was seriously like fire. I mean fire. Right? It was a pleasure having you each on the show, evidenced by the smile on my face. Stay safe, stay positive. I wish you all a healthy and a happy new year. Have a good night and take good care. Peace.
This one. Happy New Year. Peace.
Peace. Yes, January 16th, catch episode 23 of the Pod Poets Lounge spoken word and poetry game show. You can listen live every other Saturday from 7 to 9 Eastern Time. Join the fun celebrating these word power souls. Congratulations to our winner, the magnificently dope Poet Ray Monet. We had so much fun alongside the incredible host, curator, and activist, Azar King. Another unique vibe. Thank you for tuning in and the support. We appreciate you. Play the Pod Poets trivia game. Follow the Ink magazine. Find us on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram at the Pod Poets Lounge, the official place where we have fun celebrating poets. wishing you a healthy and a happy new year.